morning, everybody. Welcome back to day 3 of the Summer Spectacular. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
And I'm Mike Delisio.
Hey, we're here. We're halfway through, and we're starting with crowdsurfing. Normally, we do this in the afternoon, but now we're doing it in the morning.
No, not today. Mike will be asleep by then.
That's correct.
Not today.
Mike is nicer to Kickstarters and Gamefound projects in the morning.
I am. You get me afternoon, and I hate everything I see.
What about Knizia?
Exceptions can be made.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah, he would be all about
we're about
that.
to have a Canadian
That's when the
intervention
shrine
for
gets
him.
turned on in the afternoon.
Look at your shirt, Mike. Look at you.
Many have tried. I don't think you'll never get me, Copper. I'm going to be a Knizia fan.
Wait, you're
till
saying
the
there's
day.
been other Knizia interventions already?
Look, I refuse to talk about things that I have signed non-disclosure agreements about.
Thank you. That's
That's
legally
how
binding.
they work. That's how
Yeah.
they work.
Way to
I don't think
follow
you're even
the
allowed
law.
to say that.
I refuse to admit that I said anything regarding non-disclosure agreements, Dr. Knizia, or the country of Germany.
That's a fair question. Are you not supposed to talk about that you signed a thing that doesn't let you talk about a thing?
You're
Depends what it
disclosing
says.
something at that point.
It's a settlement for an undisclosed amount,
Right.
usually.
Yeah, but are
Right.
you not allowed to say, "Oh, I have a non-disclosure agreement I signed. I can't talk about this"?
Sometimes you can. Sometimes it's that secret.
It depends on what's in the non-disclosure agreement.
I actually don't know because I've never been part of one, but if someone wants to pay me money, I'll shut up about whatever.
Oh, I love that.
Right. I admit no wrongdoing. I may or may not have been in the personal property of people. I shouldn't have been in their personal property.
Nice.
But I refuse to admit any wrongdoing.
Yes.
All right, folks, for stuff that matters. Later today, we're going to be playing Tea Garden, Lord of the Rings, Fate of the Fellowship, and Final Titan. And this afternoon, we'll be talking about our top 10 annoying components.
Today, I better make my list.
Oh, that joke's so fresh.
Gotta make the
All right.
list, Joey.
But
The
we got a lot-
1980s called. It wants Knizia's bow ties back.
All right, well, let's get started here. We want to first start with our show's Crowdsurfing is sponsored by Gamefound, and we're going to take a look at a project each week. Let's start with this one. Today, we're taking a look at Principes, touting itself as the most beautiful medieval game ever created. This is a solo project here from the designer Leo Salabé, who has done a game in the past with a publisher, but this time is publishing on his own. A divided kingdom that you are going to put back together. You're leading one of the 4 branches of the royal family. You need to take control of your part and then leave to the coronation of your prince. It's been getting very high ratings from backers. It's very kind of authentic looking here. And you can see that while there's a lot of different pieces and even these miniatures, it's not really about that. It's about this game and controlling the central area. So there's a lot of different things going on here. Why back now? We'll mention this because if you back, you'll get a free set of metal coins for each backer, and it may or may not come to retail. So you got to keep an eye out for that. So here's the designer from Poland and talking about why he made this game. So you definitely want to check it out. It's doing very well right now on Gamefound. So check it out right now and back it. Principes. Alrighty, well, let's just jump right into that game we just looked at real briefly. I am kind of mind-boggled in the sense that it's doing so well. We're talking like
€500,000.
That's wild.
That's
I
a
know.
lot of dough.
And this game looks
Ray-me.
real classy, so there is that. It looks very well put together. It has that heirloom quality right out of the gate. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what's doing it.
You know what it also, I mean, it's like this is, you know, kind of what you're getting. This looks like classic Euro, you know what I mean? And like you said, it looks really well put together. Very impressive looking. The board is interesting in that it reminds me of like something like, this is a terrible analogy, but Discworld, like that round board with the areas in between that you're kind of, so yeah, I don't know. It looks interesting.
Yeah, Latin Dune.
Is that what it
It
is?
reminds you of.
This reminds me of Dune.
Well, one of the
if it
reviewers
was
said
in Latin.
Game of Thrones. Well, I don't know. I'm just glad that it doesn't look overly complex, but it also looks modern in the symbols. But I don't know.
Those figures are so Like they look like throwbacks, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
There's just there's something timeless and kind of classy about this, and those minis are a big part of that.
Well, the designer, he did, what's the other game he did? Brett Walda.
Ah, okay. And wow, and he's self-publishing this.
Yeah,
very,
we'll see.
very interesting.
Does
okay.
it say when it's going to be delivered in a year? In
Okay.
May.
Well, that's a realistic goal, right? I mean, that's
Sure.
what you expect when you kickstart a game anymore.
Alrighty, let's take a look at Mighty Shot. Ba-na-na-na-na.
That's quite a contrast of styles
It
there.
really is.
Yeah, right.
Mighty Shot. This artwork, I wonder if some of the artwork looks the exact same as that.
What is this reminding
What's the
me
one
of?
where you jump up on the giants and kill them?
Oh,
the Skulk Hollow?
No.
no, but I think it looks more like that than what he's thinking of, which is the one from Moon Crab Games.
Oh, Leviathan Wilds.
Leviathan Wilds. I don't think this looks like
I don't think it
Leviathan
looks much like
Wilds.
that.
No, it kind of looks like that ultra modern app look a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, and I think, like you said, Mike, or maybe even this reminded me in many different aspects actually of Dice Throne.
Yeah,
This is kind of like a Dice Throne where instead of rolling dice Yahtzee style, you flick the pieces into a
Right.
target to attack.
Yeah.
Everything else felt very similar. You're moving around. That part is actually a little Summoner Wars. You move and kind of advance on the opponents. You have hands of cards you can play for stuff.
You have a champion.
You have a champion.
Yeah.
But then you're flicking to attack. It's
Right.
this sort of amalgamation of ideas out there in the ether that have come together, and it looks vibrant and fun.
What's that flicking god game? A Flick of Faith. Flick of Faith.
Yeah. This looks
it's
like
not.
Crokinole
It's
meets King of
fine.
Tokyo.
A little bit.
Well, that's what Alex Radcliffe would say.
Who said that? Because I disagree. I'm surprised this isn't doing better, actually. The other game I was surprised was doing so well.
That's true. What are we doing
This
here?
is doing 40 right now, 40,000.
That
I'm
is
surprised it's not
surprising.
doing better than that. That's not bad, but
Let's take a look. Are there two versions, one with the acrylic and one with the plastic? The other kind of plastic?
possibly.
If so, I want to see what the differences are.
All right.
I think one of them is going to be
You want
plastic.
everything? That's $251.
Okay.
Do you want just the first tool? This is just a I don't think this is acrylic. Those look like
Those
regular
just like cardboard
standees.
standees,
That's
yep.
54. That's pretty pricey for that.
Yeah.
Then if you want
Acrylic
acrylic, it's 68.
Oh, that's not bad.
I don't know. Then 110.
That's got expansions and stuff.
I don't know
probably.
where did the miniatures start coming in. Here they
might
start
be
coming in here.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
You got to pay 200 before you start getting miniatures.
No.
Maybe it's expensive for how silly the game
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of is or seems to be.
Whoa,
That
yeah.
could be it. You know what I mean? I feel like people will pay higher amounts for something that makes them feel like respectable. Like, they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
well, I spent $200, but it was on this Italian masterpiece
Right.
of, like, you know, I mean, this is like, I'm a learned person
That's
by
right.
buying
This is an
This is like,
heirloom.
woo, I'm
Yeah,
a
yeah.
dummy and I flick things. And so that's sort of a self-commentary, I wonder.
Jacob
You know?
mentions that flicking turns folks off, and that might be true.
That
It
might
very
be
might be
it.
true.
Because if you remember Ascending Empires, which we thought would be a slam dunk.
Right.
I think that ended around 120,000.
Yeah,
We're like,
right.
that should be bigger. I don't know.
And
Well-
it seems like, oh, yeah, flicking game, that's cute. More than $20? No.
Right, exactly.
It's like, well, come on. There's no correlation there. It doesn't
Right.
matter. If
Yeah.
the game cost more to make or the intellectual property is more, then you pay more if you want
Yeah.
it.
I think it looks cool.
I agree.
River Rats. Card game and playing cards. This is the ultimate cooperative poker game.
The ultimate one. Definitely not another high-profile one that just came out.
No, not at all.
This is like, you know the gag exists, right?
Right.
There's
But all
a
right.
few projects this week that do that whole, like, the world's first something something or the world's only something
Yeah.
something. And I have a major issue
I
with
do
that.
too.
You don't know that.
No, you
I
do
know
not.
you don't know that because your project looks derivative many
Yeah.
times. You know
Right.
what I mean? So
That being said, I do really dig the art.
you do. I don't.
do. I
So
like
here's
it.
the thing. I like the art, but I bet you think this is a bad deck of cards.
It probably
Yeah, it's
is
a terrible deck of cards for
Yeah,
sure.
it's only
But I
a
also
single
don't like
index,
the
too.
artwork.
No, I do like the artwork.
No, I'm with Mike. I like the art. I just wouldn't want to use this deck of cards because they they all look like face cards.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
not saying good, bad, or indifferent as far as like whether it's a good game or a good deck of cards. I just like the art.
Yeah.
And that's a purely personal
Isn't
thing.
there
You do
another
or you
game
don't.
called River Rats already, though?
There's a game called, what's the game I brought back from Essen? Rat Jack.
There's
No,
Rat
that's
Jack.
not what
There's
I'm thinking
River Pirates, maybe, or something like that.
That's old though, right?
Well,
Yeah,
sure.
no,
but
that's
I'm just
sewer.
saying.
Sewer pirates or whatever. Pirates, you know.
Yep.
No, I agree. The game, the title here sounds quite derivative. I do feel like, isn't there another game called this? I don't like the look. I didn't really like the gameplay. Didn't seem that interesting to me. But this idea of
Other than that, though, it's great.
no, just the idea of this can be a deck of cards. It's also a deck of cards. Any card game can do that.
Of course. Yeah,
if there's an available corner that I can have, I can do that with anything. This is not value added. Nobody is using your game to then play cards. You can get a bicycle deck of cards, very high quality deck of cards, for $4 or $5. No. I just don't understand that concept of like,
Yeah.
hey, we added this.
That being said, 600 people are interested in it, so what does he know?
And it's a
What do I
project
know?
Kickstarter loves.
That means nothing. And I say that every
I
time.
know. That's why I lobbed the softball up there, Tom, as we were waiting for you to hit it.
I think the last one was also a project they love.
Let's see.
Let's find out.
Let's find out.
We get to the top.
We must
up.
Maybe I should just do this.
This is me throwing up.
What do we do?
Oh boy.
Oh, this is
There we
nice.
go. Yeah, see, project we love.
Yeah, okay.
If you're allowed a sticker, it's not just available out there.
It's the final Titan from Nerd Lab Games. So this was mentioned yesterday in our announcements. We're
Yeah.
playing this live today.
Oh, my goodness.
This is a game in which you have a bunch of giant titans that you will send out into battle. You then roll dice. You'll see here at the bottom, there's 4 symbols. You roll a die, and that symbol is what activates. And so if I roll, for example, the love symbol here, I would do 1 damage to my opponent. This creature does not do a lot of damage, but they can take some serious damage up here. They have 20
okay.
hit points.
Where do you see a love symbol?
This.
I think that's like a rock out symbol, isn't
It's
it?
both. It depends which way it is. I'm serious.
I'm-
In sign language, this is love.
That's crazy. I'm learning something new today in crowdsurfing.
Okay.
All right, well.
Anyway, they also have an ultimate and special abilities. So you draft these. You also can upgrade them with things, and it's just silly fun. It looks at that way. At least we've not yet played it.
Right.
We will play it later today. So how convenient. You can see if you want to back it then. And this is made from the folks who made Mindbug.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this looks
And,
fantastic. It really does.
There's also a ton of Titans in the box.
Yeah, like
That's what I like.
I think it's at 100. And I was like, what? I mean, and they're like large format. I haven't
Wow.
seen this at all, by the way. It's in
Okay.
here somewhere, but
Yeah.
I'm just excited
Yeah,
to
they're not
check it
miniatures
out.
or anything. They're just a card. Mm-hmm. And then you can upgrade them by this is a Titan who also has fangs of poison,
Okay.
things like that. That
Interesting.
just sounds silly fun, and I hope so.
Oh, apparently we have a definitive answer from Andrew. Thumb out is love. Thumb in is rockin'. If I had a nickel every time I've said that in different contexts, I don't know.
Let's just keep going on. Okay, the Hundred-Acre Arcana Tarot, because tarot card. Sorry. Yes, because if there's anything people want to mix, it's Winnie the Pooh and witchcraft. I know, don't get in my face. Tarot cards are not. They are.
I summon thee, Piglet!
Why am I here? What?
I came from a terrible place.
Killed everyone.
It's amusing how Piglet and Pooh have such old man
They
voices.
really do. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, we know the person who played Piglet for many years.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
He's now into the dark arts.
Look,
Anyway, I just was amused by this, and so I threw
This
it in
is
here.
cute. This is cute.
I think that there's a subset of group of people that are going to really love this. That
Yeah.
kind of like that children's art and kind of and the dark arts.
Wouldn't that be great if you went in to have your Paul Brett or whatever, and when he has a deck of Winnie the Pooh cards?
Yeah, that's awesome. I like the one
like,
deck.
oh,
I don't
that's
like
so
the.
bad.
To be fair, there's 2 decks here. I don't like the Honeypot
Yeah.
Arcana, whatever. The other one I do like the top one.
Yeah.
Because one looks more.
That one's adorable.
Yeah, that looks like Beatrix Potter almost.
And the other one, whatever it looks, this one I
Yeah,
don't really like
yeah,
that
yeah.
one now.
I'm
That is pretty, but that I would laugh if someone was using that. They turn over the card. Do they show the death card? I'm really curious what they would use for Winnie the Pooh with death. It'd have to be a dead flower, right?
Maybe,
yeah.
I'm coming up on a major life decision, and I really need your help.
Honey.
Let me consult the deck. Oh God, I drew a Tigger. You're going to need to sit down for this. Hey!
That was more Simpsons than Winnie the Pooh.
I know. I always consult the Krusty the Clown, apparently.
That's a good deck for a tarot deck. Yeah,
All right,
Simpsons
moving
deck.
on. Conquest of Paradise. So we talked about this in the news, I think, last week.
We did, yeah.
This
Or
is
you
a
did.
remake of the original Conquest of Paradise. Is that the size of the box?
Yes.
They're making a very big point, I think, out of presenting the box that way, and so
I hate everything about that.
I don't love it. I wonder if it's to get the playmat to fit in the box.
Somebody should be happy about that because they complained about
I
it.
did complain about that.
Remember that?
I do.
He went on an old man rant about playmats not fitting in boxes.
That's right.
When this first was talked about in the news, part of me was like, gosh, I was like turned off just by the very name of the game. Conquest of Paradise. It's like, we're going to find this beautiful place.
We're going to conquer
and we're
it.
going to turn. But when you read the kind of this page, it sounds like they're very much not. They're leaning in a very different direction.
No. I played it. You
Yeah.
are on one of the islands.
Right.
And you're going out. Yeah, you are conquering other people, which still is not like a noble thing to do.
No.
But it's not. This is not a colonialistic type game.
No, it sounded like it was Polynesian folks that were just finding new islands.
And conquering them.
Well,
Maybe.
were they? I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit of it.
yeah.
It's basically a very light war game.
Yeah, yeah.
It came from GMT, and you
Okay.
also go out and you're discovering to some degree what's out there because you don't know, and I
Right.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. And again, I was in Korea when I played it, so
Wow, a long time
it's
ago.
been a bit since I played it. I like everything about this news version except for the box size. I think it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a really
It looks
good-looking
very nice.
upgrade.
But I think there might be just 2 boxes, I hope.
I do not know.
Do they mention a box anywhere? Shipping's not that bad.
I think it's that size.
It
Yeah.
sure looks like it's that size.
But what's their...
What's the point? Like, was
anyone asking for a box
I
that
do
size?
wonder if the board is a neoprene rollout board, and it needs to be that long.
Oh, that could be it. It could be that the board is.
I think
it's not
that's
a
what it
playmat.
is.
It's like that's a neoprene board. You know.
I think
Yeah,
so.
well, let's hope this doesn't start becoming a trend. Try to fit that in a Calyx or any shelf. I'm not just talking about Calyx shelf.
Right.
If that goes in a normal shelf, that has to go sideways. It just takes up so much space.
Well,
Yeah.
then it's up to IKEA to adapt.
That's correct.
Make long,
That's correct.
skinny cubes.
We're gonna get the Bjornberg
Thank you.
shelf line.
Elong Calyx.
Right.
All right. Dank and Dark, the world's only board book role-playing game. Hey,
There
it's
it is.
Backerkit!
There it is.
Yeah. Hey,
the
if
world's only board book role-playing game.
This is weird because I had always
And your
said
extensive research. This was the only one you could find. No.
I'd always said that if I had twins, that I would name them Dank and Dark. It's so weird.
Really.
Yeah.
Dank Delicio and Dark Delicio.
Dark Delicio sounds like one of the Sith Lords.
It sounds like a Star Wars character for sure. Yeah.
But Dank Delicio sounds like a Peanuts character who they
Right.
cut from the first,
Yeah,
they're like,
yeah.
No, we can't have this kid.
Yeah.
Poor Dank, at birth has pretty much got life.
Yeah.
He's got the short end of
He's
the
not
stick,
going to
right?
need the Winnie the Pooh tarot to tell him the future. Yeah.
The CEO of a Fortune 500 company is not going to be Dank.
No.
No.
Well, might be because he would legally change his name at 18.
Right.
Exactly. He'd be like, Dad, I need to up God.
The most interesting thing about this project to me is the board book thing. I mean, there's a part of me that actually loves that idea
No,
of
I think it's cool.
because really those are only for like the scholastic book, those book fairs have those board books and baby books have the board books.
Something you can really drool over.
That's a good point. Are these drool-proof pages?
Well, they
Dank
said
and
it.
Dark?
It's made of that sheets of chipboard.
Yeah.
Most you have books for young children. I have many of these books in the house. And you know what they are because you've had peanut butter and jelly spilled on them. They
That's
had
true.
The
Yeah, they
wipe
take a
off or
beating.
apple
Basically,
juice.
they're designed to take an absolute beating.
That's correct.
And I don't mind that It's just then that the game looks like it's for kids, which I don't think it is because they're not advertising it that way.
No, they're not.
But I think it's an interesting concept, and I like it. Phil Reed, I think, is he's the guy who's, I think it's the same guy who was formerly with Steve Jackson.
Oh,
games.
Steve Jackson. So I don't play a lot of role-playing games, but this looks like it is unique, right? Like, because it looks like it's one-offs and it's very rules light.
Yeah. I have a problem with the whole, worlds only anything, but
I agree.
But also I'm kind of being tongue in cheek. This looks fantastic. I like the look a lot. I think the artwork is tremendous. It has it has a little bit of like a French sensibility in the artwork.
Yeah, it does.
Sort of like big nosed, characters that just kind of look very European in the style.
Right.
I love it. And then the black and white thing I love. If it's a rules light one-off type adventure, I love that.
Yeah.
This looks like a really fun, leave it out, even while you're not playing, leave it out on the coffee table kind of book.
2d6s looks like is what you use.
That looks fun. Like I would pick this up and thumb through it for sure.
Right.
Drool on it a little bit. Bite the corners.
Chew on it.
All right. Some more D&D stuff. I just thought this looked interesting. Encounters at a glance into the wild. 101 scratch and tear travel encounters for any D&D campaign.
Scratch and tear.
You can just get the book also, but then he makes like a scratch one. And you can tear open things and what have you. But this is a really neat idea. And the guy basically talks about how, the most boring part of pretty much any D&D campaign, RPG campaign, is the traveling part. You kind of like... Yeah, you're walking, you kind of get to it. Okay, whatever, you're there. You skip over that, and so this is designed to give you interesting things going on the journey to the thing. And you pick your setting, like a jungle, or you're on the high seas or whatever, and then you'll have encounters. You roll and encounter something, and the DM can sort of go as deep into that thing or sort of keep it light and move along quickly as much as they want to. Sounds really neat. It looks very well put together.
I think it would work well because if I put that out on the table and you scratch it off, you know that your random encounter is actually random.
That's true.
Because otherwise the DM is like, oh, you randomly ran into the guy who holds the key you must find.
To be fair, I think I like a DM having that power.
Sure.
But yes, I guess it feels good to be like, ooh, what am I going to get?
Right.
All right. SolForge Fusion, the new drink coming.
Yeah, really.
Shadows over Soulless.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the latest in SolForge, which has had quite a few releases.
It's really doing well. They still refuse to upgrade how it looks. But I think we've given up on that.
I think that's
I don't know if I would say it's doing really well. Unfortunately, I think this should be doing better. This is a good game, folks. I don't know. Maybe people just haven't tried it. It's making 20,000, I think, right now. It seems like this should be doing better than this. Like Keyforge, when they still release those, which is in a very similar model, by the way. They kind of do a crowdfunding and release the new ones.
Yep.
I think they do better than this. And while this looks not as good, the artwork certainly, this game is excellent. And there's plenty of content there for it. So yeah, I think this should do better. Tom and I have played a decent chunk of it, and I certainly enjoy it very much, and I think you do too.
I do.
Is this the one that had another similar thing to Keyforge in that it had the pre-generated or the randomly generated?
Yeah, so the computer makes half decks, names them and makes them and what have you, and then you take two half decks, whatever you want, and you shuffle them together. That's your deck. So it doesn't make full decks, but
it's like a smash-up.
I actually like it a little better because of that, because it gives you a little bit of deck building then, as opposed to Keyforge. That's your deck.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
3 Magi, another project we love.
Yep.
From Kickstarter. This is based on the erroneous belief that there was 3 Magi when the Bible never says that. It just says there was more than one. So there could have been anywhere from 2 to 99.
Oh.
But what happens after 99?
Well, whatever. There's been 2 plus. Sorry. How's that?
Thank you.
But anyway, someone made the song, and there we go. We 3 Kings. We don't even know if they were kings. I'm getting off track.
I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. That's a different song.
That's a very different song.
All right.
Anyways, it's from Bedouin Games, and it looks really good.
It looks neat.
It looks really good. It's a very sharp-looking game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a to the point that I was like, who is this company? Why does this game look so good? It said 3 created. And so I checked it, and they did the Rise of Babel is the one I know. The Flood game I haven't seen.
It's actually on our shelf.
Yeah, but the Rise of Babel games, I've heard good things about that one. So yeah, this looks cool. I like what they're putting out. The look of it, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for a while I was getting tired of seeing Arabian-themed, Egyptian-themed games, but there's not enough. That's calmed down now, so this theme feels more fresh.
And this must already be, if not actively in production, very close, because it says it's going to deliver before Christmas. So.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Why would they need to deliver it before Christmas? Oh.
Because they've been through the desert on a horse with no name.
Been through the desert on a goat with no name.
Give me a second. Oh, okay.
Coexist. No, it's not a bumper sticker. From Matigo.
I don't know why this isn't doing better. I think
This
it
is
looks
weird,
very
right?
cool to me.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that cover. The cover's
Love
a
the
little
cover.
unsettling, maybe.
Love the cover.
Maybe it's the name. I think
The name could be, maybe it's not the most original name. But this is I love the look of it, but I can see people looking at that and going, oh my gosh, that's terrible.
No, I like the
Right.
look of the game. I think the game looks great.
The game gives me the vibe almost of After Us, maybe, like where you're playing the cards and you're,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Just
Right.
a little bit. It's a bold look, right?
Yeah.
Definitely. It's going to get some reactions, but I like it. I think it looks neat.
It's a big swing they're taking.
Yeah.
This is the artist for this game.
It's
is
also
actually
dead cheap. Go ahead.
It's a street artist in, I think,
France,
Paris.
maybe? Yeah.
And so this artwork will be like on buildings in Paris somewhere, so
Yeah.
they're slapped on the sides of buildings. That's a wild move to be
Yeah.
like, hey, we're going to have artwork from Banksy. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's insane to me, and that's
Am I the
a
one being
bold
driven
move.
nuts with the art coming off the cards, and I'm not quite sure what's on the card and what's not?
Well, I think that's just for the purposes of the Kickstarter
No, I know
page,
that,
yeah.
but it's not helpful.
No, it
to me.
comes
No.
like that in the box.
Oh, I'm in.
There's art on the table still.
But this game, I think that it's actually also really reasonably priced. If I remember correctly.
I think it looks fantastic.
I agree.
Yeah,
So,
it's a good-looking game
30
for sure.
euros. That's the deluxe. The deluxe copy is 30 euros. I guess the regular is 20 euro. I mean, that's cheap.
Wow.
All right, Chesscode. Whoops.
Oh boy.
Chesscode.
Here
It's
we
a
go. I
solo
love
Think
thing,
this.
right?
twice, move once.
Yeah, measure twice, cut once.
Pocket size game here. It's doing
Print
pretty well.
and play,
it's not
Joey?
a ton of money, but 462 backers.
This is a print and play, right?
Yeah.
Joey?
Already backed it.
Already
you really
back.
back
Did you back it?
Not yet.
Not yet, he said. Joey is a liar, folks.
It's deceptively simple.
I like the look of this a lot.
I do
actually.
too. I think it's a cool looking game.
Yeah, very nice artwork. The little bit that is there is striking.
Right. Yeah.
It has the sort of
What else have they
weathered
made?
old newspaper look a little bit. You know what I mean? And again, the artwork is very French.
I will.
It has that Tintin look, the characters.
Yeah, I'll say that
Joey,
it's
have
a
you
big
backed
step up from
any
me.
of
These
these other
don't look
games?
very good looking at all.
Pinch Bowl.
Did you
Which really sounds
pinch
like-
did you pinch bowl?
Did you put? What about the reservoir cubes?
No.
Shot and spin. Match race.
Yeah, why don't you shot and spin?
No. It looks good.
What
This
about
is
Chesscode?
the best looking one, I
It's
think.
definitely the best looking one. It has the best graphic design.
There's actually a lot of good looking games this week, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
The Dark Carnival
The
from
Dark.
Storytellers Forge. This one is not doing well. At
It's
all.
not doing well.
magnificent.
Is it
This
just
is an
a book?
RPG. Yeah,
Okay,
it's an
yeah.
RPG.
Oh, it's just a book.
It's just somehow.
Oh,
like,
I was under. Sorry, I thought there was more board game in here.
No.
For the villains. That's good enough.
it's a
for
cool
me.
setting for an RPG for sure. I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the Dark
the Dark
Carnival.
Carnival.
You should
spooky
never
carn-
go to a carnival at night that's empty. I really think
Why
this
not?
has been like impressing us now by movies and
It
such.
has.
I think it's fine. It's a fine time to go. It won't be busy. It won't be
Right.
crowded.
Look, I think if
It
you're
won't
gonna
be
have,
open.
You get to meet all the people who work there personally.
Yeah.
I think if you're gonna have an RPG, setting it in the world of Insane Clown Posse is the way to go.
Yeah, man.
1,000%.
Bring
I'm
your
down with
Fago.
ICP.
Bring your Fago, roll a d20. Saying it's all I'm saying, Joey.
Fago.
GeoChicks.it is making board game card sleeves. Wave 8.
Okay.
Now, 60 and 120 microns, is 60 penny sleeves, or is penny sleeves thinner than that?
60's pretty thin. I don't know
Okay.
if it's penny sleeves, but that's pretty thin. Good feeling sleeves start at like 90.
Okay.
There's a few people that make 90. A few people that make 90. 100 is very standard. 120 microns is a pretty slabby sleeve.
I love the way that we in board gaming talk about card sleeves like people talk about their bed sheets.
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
what's
yeah.
the
Thread
thread
count.
count?
Thread count matters!
It
Thread
does
count
matter.
matters, okay? I need a
Right.
good high thread count. I got to feel luxurious.
I'm just saying that
What is
I
bed
exist
sheets?
solely in penny sheets.
Do you?
I sleep only in penny sheets.
That's awful.
It's terrible. They're see-through, basically.
Yeah,
It's like tissue
well, they're all
paper.
see-through, Mike, unless they're color. But
Wait, what kind of sheets are you using? They're all see-through?
oh, I thought you were talking about the sleeve.
What are you talking about? Am I missing something?
I thought we
what
were
you
back
do
on sleeves.
In your bedroom is your business.
Confused.
I don't
Thank
happen
you.
to have
I'm
see-through
good.
sheets. Is all I'm
The only
saying.
type of sheet I sleep with is
Your side
see-through.
here. How about we have?
I agree. Okay.
Also, see-through
my
blankets.
comforter is see-through, and I have a mattress made largely of
Right.
see-through foam.
He has rubber.
My
All right,
clothing,
listen,
see-through. Yeah,
here's the thing. I don't think board game card sleeves should be a Kickstarter project. Or
I
Gamefound.
agree. This is just something that you sell retail,
Right, because
or out through your website.
I'm not going to go. I was just about to buy sleeves for this game. I'd rather go to your website and just pick them out.
Well, and you won't get them that quickly. That's the thing. I'm like,
Like,
I'll play this
I
in
need
a while.
I need a pack of the 96 by 44s.
It does
I'll get
say
them in a
July,
year.
but
All right,
still.
well,
I did
July.
not know that these guys made sleeves. I'll say that. This is wave 8, for goodness
I had
sake.
no idea. Yeah,
Why have we never gotten these? I would review
We might have
sleeves.
gotten a
I've
few of
reviewed
them.
sleeves in the past.
That's
I've
correct.
not seen these.
All right. Well, that's it for board games here.
already. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
not a lot this week, but we got to keep moving. 'cause
We gotta
got
move.
Games playing. But before we jump to some non-board game stuff, let's hear from Mr. Mark.
Streed?
Hey folks, welcome back to another Dice Tower Preview Recap. I'm Mark, and of course, as always, I'm here with Alita. And we just have a couple games to look at, so let's get to it. And first up, we have Nexus. So Nexus is a battle arena where you are going to be mashing two crazy factions together like Vikings and Assassins. The Assassins are pretty cool because you get to actually add cards to your opponent's deck to, well, assassinate them. And all kinds of different types of abilities with all the different crazy factions you're going to be exploring and diving into. Now it comes down to energy points. Energy points are going to be your key as you battle and try to reduce your opponent to 0. And next up, we have Elite Sniper Operation Kraken. Now this is one of my favorite one versus many type games, and they've put some new maps and all kinds of new features into this expansion. Like there's big armored cars that you have to deal with, and they are definitely formidable. But what I really liked was the second map on the aircraft carrier where you're moving through the ductwork, trying to hide and take out your objectives and so forth that you need to do. But the thing is that you get the real vibe of like Die Hard, moving through the different vents, and all the suspense and action is here that you got from the video game and from the board game. And lastly, we have another video game to board game, which is Tomb Raider. This game was fantastic. It is actually going to be my pick of the week as well. Now, this game has all the things you'd expect from the video game. You have puzzles to solve, you have big boulders to move out of the way. Laura, you get to outfit her and get her new equipment as you journey through the different parts of the campaign. But I love a big dice chucker, and this has it in spades. You're throwing those dice so you can do the different types of actions and spin them wisely so you can bring the hurt to the enemy and solve those puzzles. But it really is a ton of fun. And I really found that even though it is a solo game, my daughter joined me and we could figure out the puzzles together. Really worth checking out. All right, folks, if any of these games look like they might be of interest to you, please check out our full previews. And if you want your game featured as a Dice Tower preview, please shoot me an email. All right, folks, until next time, we'll see you at the table.
Or let's take a look at some
Scary.
non-board game stuff. If you have weird, unusual things, send it to us at tom@dicetower.com.
Okay, good.
Have you ever wanted to melt a city? Or melt?
I mean,
It's like archaeology. You melt and then the city comes out. Do they ever say in here what the city is made of, that it doesn't melt from the candles?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's got to be some type of resin or something. But I mean, this is an interesting idea because
I like it.
you could be like, oh, today I want Detroit to smell like vanilla cream, right? Right.
That is a thing, though. You do.
Do you get to pick
Oh,
what
it says
the can?
concrete, I guess.
Oh, concrete.
3D
Wow.
concrete modeling, and they're putting it on their wall.
It looks like generic city. I think you can call it whatever you want, right?
No, they have one for
No,
different cities.
I mean-
Do they?
You can buy
Oh.
New
All
York.
right, so
you can
there's
buy
Rome. Oh,
Roma.
that's the actual the Coliseum. Okay,
That's the
got it.
actual Coliseum.
That is
yeah,
the
Mike.
actual Coliseum, right?
I think it's a cool idea, but again,
Yeah.
I don't want to buy a candle that doesn't smell good because then it's just the candle sitting there. You know?
Yeah,
Sure, I
well, and then
guess.
the candle's going to burn through, but you could always, refill it and keep
Do
reusing
you
it.
burn candles all the way down to the, or when they're at the very low, do you throw them away like you should with a ketchup bottle?
Yeah, I generally do. Yeah,
I do too.
I mean,
Why?
Tiffany's a little different because she's making her own candles now, but.
Because there's something about that candle when it's almost on the bottom, you're like, it's only going to burn for a little bit of time and it doesn't look good.
What it does is it reminds you of the frailties of life, Z.
Is that what it is?
It is. If you let the candle burn all the way to the bottom, you're acknowledging that all of us one day will die. And so Tom and I are more hopeful, right? We choose to look at the positive end
like
of
ketchup,
things.
do you do it when you're like, if you can't squeeze any more out, do you like open it and try to get it out? with a spoon?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I let that go. But the candle's not hard to continue to melt.
Now, the ketchup thing, you got to do like you do the hand soap, where when it gets really low and it's not pumping out anymore, you
Yeah.
put a bit of water in there, you shake it up, and you can get some more soap out of it. That's what I do with the ketchup.
That's
Yeah.
what I do with the candle also. Put some
Anyway, I think
ketchup
it's a
in it.
neat idea.
Yeah.
It's pretty. What stopped me from backing it?
That.
Oh, yeah, that.
Hello.
Yeah, come on.
Normally, $149.
Have you noticed how expensive candles are in general lately?
They are.
What is happening
There's
with
an
candles?
amazing candle place at the flea market here.
Really?
Yeah, they have flavors. You don't know what they are. You have to smell it.
Flavors?
I know what you mean, but I love the idea of flavors. Yeah.
They smell so good. I go in and lick them. The Space Shark Ita Bag.
I go in and lick
Yeah,
them.
would you eat a bag?
Yeah, so this must be a cultural thing that I'm not really
The
aware
space shark?
of.
You don't understand what this is?
No, I need
Have
to
you
talk
heard of
to
Hello Kid?
I need to talk to Pete Shirey, but no, I mean that this
These
is a specific type of bag.
No, these crossbody bags are very popular.
Yeah,
with the, with
this
the
is what
ute.
I'm rocking.
Okay, I know what a shoulder bag is, but didn't it say Ito? Is that like a very specific subset of those, or is it just another word to call those?
Ita.
Ita.
Ita
I'm not
bag.
sure, but my daughter really likes this kind of bag. She
Okay.
likes being able just to strap it on.
Where's Pete Shirey right now?
Right. Shark coin purse. Look, I got to tell you, I really could use another coin purse.
Anyway, yeah, Shark Coin Purse. All right, let's move on. Memory, the smart canvas that stores your travel memory.
I have to
is-
tell you, this is an amazing idea, and I'm considering backing it.
If this, I'm kind of with you, and if this was more reliable or more
Yeah.
reliably something I could trust, I love this idea.
I think this is brilliant.
Like the idea is a map, by the way, on the wall. You have pins. You push into it. You've seen this stuff before, but the pin has in it future tech that you can put your phone up next to and pictures of that location,
That you
videos,
were at. Pictures of
write-ups.
you at those places,
Yeah,
too.
like
right,
stuff
yeah.
you wrote and
Yep.
stored in this pin that you can then touch your phone to, and bam, now you're looking at pictures from this place.
Right.
And whatever, recordings,
Right.
whatever you want.
It's like-
That's awesome.
You remember the time I went to Five Guys? Beep. You got pictures of you eating the
Burger
hamburgers.
time, man.
You eating the fries.
I would love this, but I don't want like a world one.
I was
That's a
gonna
little
say,
too.
They should make just a U.S. one.
Yeah, I
Well,
want
or
one
whatever country you
Or
may be
whatever
living.
country you're from. Yeah, sorry.
just U.S.
They do
Oh
have
wait,
these.
wait.
Right there, Tom. USA map, Europe map, world map.
Never mind. I take
Detroit
How
it
about
back.
like just my neighborhood?
There you go.
I want something really small. I'm not that ambitious. I want to
would
be like,
want
I
one-
went to the gym.
Look
at these pictures.
We travel the world, but not everyone has money to travel the world.
That's
okay?
correct.
This is only for rich people, okay? If you don't have money for this map, i.e. to travel the world,
to have one of
click
both.
on.
Okay, when you get on a stupid rant. Anyway. No, but when you ever see one of those push pin maps like at a restaurant, like
I've
where
seen
you're
them, yes.
from?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like,
They're
and
all
then
like
there's
in the
a few
2 square
dots
block.
over
Yeah.
here.
Well, I always put the dot somewhere where there isn't one. I lie. I blatantly
That's right.
lie. I'm like, yes, I'm from Angola. No one's been there from Angola.
Anyway, this is neat. I'll wait till it comes out and retailed before I buy it.
I don't
Yeah.
know. To me, this doesn't seem like that out there technology. All it's really doing
I
is
agree.
I know, but it's an
Bluetoothing
app.
with your phone.
It uses an app.
I know.
As soon as they stop supporting that app, you're done.
No, I don't care
it's
about
just push
that.
pins.
Well, that's still
that's
cool.
still nice.
But yeah, but you're paying for the tech. You can get this stuff cheap at the flea market.
I guess, but
I think I'm not worried that the app's going to go away. It's cool. And your pictures don't get deleted.
They might, actually. You
have to
don't know.
manually put the pictures in, or is the iPhone smart enough to be like, you were in this location when you took a picture?
I think that's the whole point, is that
I
it
don't
will kind of
know.
do a little bit of a thing and search, where you've been in that area or what have
Think
you.
the pins are able to, like, suck up the data?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think you have to go and load each pin with stuff.
I don't know. Push pin technology has really progressed in the last couple of years.
Last couple weeks, apparently.
Yeah.
All right, Tenniix, portable AI tennis partner that grows with you. Each day you go out to this robot, it's a little bigger.
You want to talk about tech that I am not comfortable with? It's this. Like, I wouldn't feel confident that this is going to do what it's going to do. Look,
What's it supposed to do? That's
I
the question.
take pickleball very seriously.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're aware of this. Never played.
I wasn't sure because you're of that age now.
Oh,
Wow. Oof.
I forgot what I was going to say from my senility.
Oh.
I'm sure this type of stuff, the automated servers, that stuff's been around, but
No kidding.
I don't
There's
know.
been pitching machines
I
forever.
don't
Right,
know, but
yeah.
this one grows with you.
It does grow with you.
I think you could just go to level 2. I think that's what that
It'll
means.
wake you up in the morning.
The first thing you do is
Good
you
morning,
want,
Steve. It's time to toss some balls. Ah!
Right. The first thing it does is it asks your age. You input your age, and then it adjusts accordingly.
All right, and then finally, are you tired of refilling your bird feeder every
my
week?
God, yes.
You slacker! It's so hard.
This is a great video, though. It's like
a bird feeder.
It's basically a bird feeder. I'm like, all it needs is sunlight. I'm like, does it make bird food from sunlight?
It's photosynthesis is what
This
it's
is
doing.
amazing. This is revolutionary.
It's an ecosystem. It
No,
just
you
completely
just
generates.
really fill it. It's supposed to keep it fresh,
like a
and it
hamster
releases
feeder.
a little bit every day. But the video is fantastic. It's like
Yeah.
a student film
Yeah.
of this kid being like, I bought my mother a bird feeder. And then he looks
So
out in the
pensive.
sunlight,
Yeah.
and he's like, I realized it was a gift that demanded her time. Every gift you get takes something from you.
He's
It was like amazing. I
Right.
love it so much.
The depth.
I'm not even like being like facetious or mean
Yeah.
or anything. I really thought like the video is, you should go into film school.
That's
Forget
right,
this
yeah, yeah.
bird feeding crap.
Right.
This is great.
Yeah.
It's such a pensive, like deep dichotomy on life and birds.
Right,
It's
right.
insane. I love it.
But also, I mean, come on now.
I love these.
I know you don't want to
He
be
loves his mom. He gave her work. He felt bad.
But what? 3 minutes of work a week?
Well, she's a busy woman, okay?
I love these beautiful birds. Every day they bring me some gratitude and solace to my life. If only I didn't have to feed the stupid things. I'm out.
Stop
Go away.
crapping birds.
Andrea does have a point, though. How do you, where's the anti-squirrel technology?
Oh, yeah,
'Cause
no,
they're going
this-
to love this.
This is going to be destroyed by squirrels within 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Squirrels are like, yeah.
They're like,
Look
thank
at this.
you.
Look at this shot. I mean,
Oh, I know. This is
so good.
the composition, the contrast
looks so
between
sad.
life and death.
back his thing.
Look at that.
Right.
Look.
This is from
It's also a
the
grill.
the
If you
new
pop open
traditional
that middle-
school of
I
French
know, right? You
filmmaking.
fill it with a lot of seed. I love by the time you got to here, I'm like, oh, it's just stuffed with food, and it releases a little bit every day. Got it. He's like, you don't have to clean it. I'm like, I think your bird will still crap on that. Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't have to feed it.
Now,
That
what
really
I
comes
clean
down
it.
and washes
What
it
I
off.
could see
Oh,
a
is that what
use
it is?
for this is that
Yeah.
if you have some delicious snacks that you want to keep hidden from other people in your household,
Yes.
I don't want them
Table.
eating my gummy
No,
bears.
You're giving out a few a day.
Well, maybe there's that too. I prefer my thing where I'm hoarding all of the gummy bears. I put them in there. I'm like, I'm going to go check on the birds. I don't know. I know birds have been coming. Yang, 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 yang.
All right, well, let's
I
talk
didn't find
about
any birds.
let's talk
I
about
found some delicious gummy.
picks of the week here. We'll start with Mike. Oh, wait, he's
No.
here. We'll start with Camilla.
There you go.
All right, for my pick of the week, it's going to be Coexist from Matigo. Man, do I love the look of this game. Just out of the gate, I think it's absolutely striking and gorgeous. I love that they partnered with a local street artist to kind of bring this vision to life. I like the cards. The graphic design on them looks so simple. Just by reading the page and a couple step-to-step guide on how to play here, we have a pretty good idea of how it's going to play. It's clean, it's gorgeous art. It looks like it's going to be welcoming, but have just enough strategy to it that I'm excited to get it to the table and to back this project. So for me personally, this week it's going to be Coexist by Magi.
Joseph, you can put my name up there as well. This is also my pick of the week. I couldn't hear what Camilla was saying, but I assume it was very intelligent, so I co-signed whatever she said. Coexist looks very cool to me.
He's fallen into the trap.
Yeah, maybe she was calling me a jerk through the whole thing, right? I would have really got.
Coded words. All right, cool.
That's a good pick, guys. Very, very, very good looking game. I'm actually going to go with one that I won't be playing today or the next day, and that's Final Titan.
Yeah.
It looks fantastic. I want to play it at some point.
This is also mine and Joey's.
Yeah, it really is, he says. Okay. Yeah, this looks amazing. I'm excited to give this a try. Just honestly, I'm excited to see you guys play it. I'm going to tune in and check out what this looks like because it seems really neat. I like this doesn't feel pretentious at all. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Richard Garfield does, he's a brilliant guy. He's come up with some brilliant ideas, but I love it when he makes a game, puts it out there, and even though behind the scenes of what you're doing in the game, I'm sure the math and the design is up to AAA standards, the game does not feel pretentious.
Yeah.
It's like, pick a thing, slap down another thing. Woo! I love that.
Yeah.
I love that he can do both, So yeah, for me, Final Titan looks awesome.
I do like drafting.
Yeah.
All right, well, there you go, folks. That is Crowdsurfing this week. We will be back in just 13 minutes, starting off with Tea Garden.
Yeah.
Tea Garden.
So Chris is going to be teaching that, and they're going to be playing that in a few minutes as we continue the Summer Spectacular. Until then, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Mike Licio.
And if you want to know what's going to happen to you, ask Winnie the Pooh.
Ooh.
Bird feeding.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. Check out our channel, Dice Tower. We have all kinds of things. We review games, we do top 10s, we play games live. It's all about board games, but especially the people who play them. Check out Dice Tower YouTube channel.